So we did the gold again, as I seem to have lost the previous video. So anyway, gold. Now we are holding above the weekly pivot, and we're also holding, if we take a look at this over here, I'll bring it up so you can see it. Okay, we're holding above the 9-week period moving average, which is coming in at exactly 12.23, the same as our daily pivot, weekly pivot. Our daily pivot is at 12.24, so you can see we are around the same levels. Now we know that gold is supported down at those lower levels, but also what you can see here forming, if you take this whole move down and you've got the year lows down here, okay, at 1167, from that point we've done a little correction. So if I draw this on here, you can see what I mean. And then I'm going to draw another one. Now, what this is, or what this is showing, is the fact that this should be in a bearish consolidation pattern. These are little flags. These are quite normal. We see them quite a lot after a big move lower or higher, but this particular one, we saw that move down from April, and basically the weekly, we just fell. We know why we fell from that level on the monthly, but I'll go through that next month. Well, next week, monthly. Now, since then, what we've done is we've been making this bearish little flag. And to get an idea of why, these patterns arrive after a big move lower. Okay, we'll say lower because we're looking at gold. So they happen after a big move lower. And then what you get is you get a consecutive higher lows and higher highs. If you look at where we stopped at the 38.2, which is 12.43. Now, if you go across here, okay, you know that the low on this bar, for this week, was at 12.38. But also, we know that 12.44 was another level from further on. So there's no reason, it wasn't just at 38.2, although it, you know, it did coincide with it. And the actual high that time was at 12.46. So it overran a little bit, but not by much. Now, because we didn't break that 12.44, 46 area, we came back down, but we held this, and that's where I'm going with the gold at the moment. I'm going for this line here. As long as we can hold 1196 to 1192, then everything's going to be in the garden is going to be rosy. However, these consolidation patterns do not take that long before they come to fruition. So if you just take that move down, what you can do is you can project where the target area would be. Well, if you take that high, which is coming in there, okay, and that's coming in at 13.69, and you take the low of 11.67, you got $200 on the downside, which takes that down to 10.67, 10.67, 10.47. Now, we know that gold can do this because it's done it before. Now, watch this pattern, watch this 200-week moving average, watch the daily and the weekly pivot, and watch this here, because this comes in with the 21 weekly period moving average, which is at 12.14, and that 23.6 is at 12.13. We can see all the support round there. So we know the levels. That's my point. We know the levels in this. Right, so let's pop over to the daily. So the bit that I'm showing you is that bearish continuation pattern from the weekly chart. The important point is, look, when we take the low to that high there, we retraced 61.8. Now, obviously, that is quite significant. But if you eyeball all along there, it's not just the reason it stopped there. It's because it stopped there on numerous occasions in the past. Now, we don't just look, as technical traders, we don't just look at what is happening in front of us. We go back in time. I go back forever. And I know that that is an important level. How do I know? Because I've been trading gold for a very, very long time. It just so happens that it all ties in with what we're seeing at the moment. People who are trading gold daily see it. They know history repeats itself. Supports, hang on. So at the moment, gold is holding, and there is a chance again that we can go towards the top of that channel I pointed out on the weekly chart. If we start to break down below the weekly, the daily, and that 21 period average, it's like that's a daily one today, okay, if we start to break down below that, and you can see where the 55-day moving averages is intersecting with the 38.2 fib of 1215. They're coming in exactly the same level. So if we start to lose this area here, then I think gold's got a fairly good chance of coming down back to here. This is the level, this is the line that we're looking at, this. Okay, if we lose this, and obviously we have to give it a little bit on the downside, you know, because of the algos, but if we do lose this 98 to 96 support area, then unfortunately gold will have fulfilled its little bit of up and downsy that's made this bearish flag, and gold will trade lower. Okay, great. I will catch you tomorrow morning.